What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love After Lockup, season 36, season 4, episode 36, Car Chase from Hell. I don't know if this was the car chase from hell, but this is the way that they edited this car chasing scene. I mean, they made it seem like it was the longest car chase in history. I mean, they just kept going and going and going. And I'm like, where the hell are y'all going? To the next state over? Clear across Ohio? Like, when is this chase going to end? So Monique believes that it's Derek's sisters that are chasing them. And Derek says he doesn't know exactly who's chasing them. So when they stop at a light, it looked like the people that were chasing them were actually trying to get out of the car. So when the producers saw that, because there's two producers in the car with them, one is sitting in the front with Monique, the other one is sitting in the back with Derek. So when the producers saw that, they were like, just hit the gas pedal. We don't give a damn about no lights. Hit the gas pedal, because, you know, these producers, they're not used to this kind of lifestyle. Okay, I know they were crapping their pants and wondering, you know, like, what the hell did we get ourselves into? The job description did not talk about car chases, putting our lives at risk. We didn't know that we needed to have life insurance just to film, you know, Love After Lockup. So Monique is in full panic mode now. She's like crying, hyperventilating. Oh my God, I don't know where you want me to go. I don't know what to do. Oh my God, oh my God. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, this is the life you chose. You wanted to date someone who is an ex-felon, an ex-con, came fresh out of prison. Yeah, this is your new lifestyle. This is what you're going to be facing if you keep on fooling with this man. So she's in full panic mode, and they get to their destination, wherever the hell that was. And I'm telling you, when they got to their destination, I have never seen people jump out of a car so damn fast. It was like 1 minute the producers were there, the next minute they were gone. It was like they had teleported out of that vehicle. They could not wait to get the hell out of that car and to safety. So the producers get out, and then they have some type of like crossing guard, mall security type person come in, and this was their security. I was expecting someone like in full tactical gear with a bulletproof vest, AK-47, a full helmet, goggles. I mean, I was expecting the full shebang, like what you see when you're watching like a SWAT team trying to knock down the door of someone's house. They got some rent-a-cop, or he had on like a regular old like button down security guard t-shirt that you can probably just go buy anywhere off of Amazon. I don't think he was packing anything other than a little flashlight. And I was thinking to myself, these are the people that are supposed to protect both Derek and Monique from strangers chasing them? WeTV, are you serious? Anywho, so this extra, he looked like a movie extra. He comes into the car. He's supposed to be their damn security, and I guess they reached their destination safely, which was their hotel. So the next day, it's the next morning. Monique and Derek, they're talking about the chase, and Monique is still speculating that it was Derek's sisters. Now, she says she doesn't feel safe. Okay, she doesn't feel safe. She wants to switch her cars. She wants to switch hotels because, you know, she feels like her life is being threatened now. So she needs to, you know, come up with a plan to keep her. How about going home, Monique? Sugar Plum, how about going home? Like, what are you doing? How about going back home? Going back home to the safety of your family, and yeah, in a whole nother state. How about that? So she says that she doesn't feel safe, but she's going to extend her stay in Ohio. What is it about this man, Monique, that's got you acting so stupid and so silly, as grown as you are? You're going to extend your stay in Ohio because you had some strangers chasing you, or some women chasing you who you think are Derek's sisters, but you're scared. So Derek is laying in the bed, and Monique is on her phone, and Derek says, well, can you call me an Uber, because I got some business to take care of? And she's like, call you an Uber? And he was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You calling me an Uber? She goes, why would I call you an Uber? And so he says, well, how am I supposed to, go where I need to go? And she's like, I'll take you. Yes, I'll control your life now. I'll take you. And so they're going back and forth about this whole Uber thing. He's trying to be real cool about it, right? Because he knows that if he gets slightly agitated, he'll never get rid of Monique. You know, she's going to be stuck on him like white on rice. So he's trying to be real smooth with it, trying to be really calm with it. And he's like, you know, I just got some stuff to take care of, Momo. I got some stuff to take care of. And, you know, I don't want to like hold you down, or, you know, having you drive me around, be my chauffeur. And I just got, you know, I got some business to take care of. So you can just call me an Uber. It's okay. So she's going to go ahead and relent, and she's going to go ahead and get him an Uber. As soon as she said, okay, I'll get you an Uber, man, he bounced off of that bed so fast before she could change her mind. So he bounces off. He grabs his little backpack, and he's out of there, right, to go wait for his Uber. We find out that Derek does know who is chasing them. It was, well, he doesn't tell us yet. He doesn't tell us in this episode, but he says that if Monique found out exactly who was chasing him, he said that Monique would F up his whole entire life because she's very possessive of him. She's very controlling of him. This is her man. Okay. She sees him as her property. So if it's possibly another woman that was chasing them to get to Derek, it's over. It is absolutely over. Monique, let me have a word with you. Monique, sweetheart, you are too grown. And I'm saying this with love. Okay. I'm saying this with love. You know, I'm a little extra fluffy myself. So it's not like I'm fat shaming or anything like that. Okay. I'm not, you know, because I'm on the plus size as well. Monique, my love, you are too grown. You are too smart. And you are too big to be playing these games with these young girls trying to fight for this little man. Okay. These young girls nowadays, okay, they're not like the young girls of our days. Okay. These young girls nowadays, they're packing. They'll shoot you. They'll cut you. You'll have about 5 or 6 of them jump you, and they will stomp your head, Monique. These are not the kind of games that you want to play with these young girls. They're smaller, they're faster, they're meaner, they're built differently. Stop it, Monique, and go back home to your family. Don't make me tell you this again. Stop it, Momo, and go back to your damn family. Go back home. These are not the games that you want to play. Derek is not worth it. What is he doing for you? He's not worth it. He's not the only man in the world. He's not worth it. Now, during the chase, I forgot to mention this, during this chase, she actually wanted to pull over. She wanted to pull over and confront these people because she thought it was his sisters. Even if it was his sisters, Monique, they will still stomp your head. They will have you flat on that ground, and they will be playing trampoline on you. Do you not hear me, Monique? You're not built for this. And if you think that this is what you want, if this is the kind of life that you want to live, fighting women, fighting sisters, this is how you want to live your life, girl, quit playing and get you that weight loss surgery. Because Monique had said that she didn't want to get weight loss surgery. She wanted to try to lose the weight on her own. No, ma'am, you don't have enough time. There isn't enough time in the world. Go ahead, make your little appointment for your weight loss surgery. Get this weight off as soon as you can so you can start scrapping with these young girls to try to keep this man who isn't doing anything for you but giving you a whole bunch of stress, a whole bunch of heartache, and draining your little old bank account or maxing out your credit cards. Because I know one thing's for sure and two things for certain. You cannot afford this lifestyle that you're trying to portray. $500 dinners, brand new cell phones, name brand clothes. You can't afford this stuff. You know you're maxing out your credit cards to keep this man. It's a damn shame. Monique, get it together, pack your bags, and go home and quit playing. Moving on to Chris and Gabby. The plot thickens. So Chris and Gabby, the night before, they got into some kind of fight because what was it? She thought he was cheating, and he thought she thought he was cheating. She thought he was cheating. It was going back and forth, back and forth. So she got upset, told him to sleep on the couch, and she slept in the room. So the next morning, they wake up in separate rooms, and he goes into the kitchen to make her breakfast. He doesn't know how to make any coffee on the Keurig. I don't know if he's been gone that long. I don't know what was going on with that, but he didn't know how to make her any coffee for the Keurig. So instead, he gives her some juice in a plastic cup and like a little Debbie snack treat for breakfast. So she gets out of bed so they can have a real breakfast. And so while they're making breakfast, they're having a conversation, and she said that she would not let him into the bed. She will not let him in the room, into the bedroom with her until he apologizes. So as we're making breakfast, he does, he didn't necessarily apologize, but he did ask for her forgiveness. So I guess that's an apology. And so as soon as he asked for her forgiveness, he seemed remorseful for making her mad. It was on and popping. She, was like, forget about the breakfast, and went into the bedroom, and they took care of business. So then after all of that, they're getting ready to start their day, and she's all dressed up. She's dressed really nice. And so he's like, where are you going? He's supposed to go see his PO. So he's asking her, what are you going to be doing today? And she says, I'm going to go see my mom. And he's like, you're going to go see your mom, but you're dressed really nice. And she's like, well, this is not really nice. It's just my regular everyday clothes. And he's thinking that something's up, right? So he goes downstairs. He goes outside, and he sees her car, and he's trying to like put two and two together. And he's like, wait a minute. She told me that the car was in the shop, but the car is right here. So he calls her, tells her to come down, and he wants her to explain, why the hell is the car here when you told me the car was in the shop, and we had to walk 55 blocks from the bus station to your apartment yesterday when you picked me up from the train station. So she was like, oh, what had happened was, so she explains to him that she got herself caught up in some business, and she's got some issues, and she has to go see her lawyer. So he's like, what issues do you have? What's going on? So she doesn't want to say it on camera. I guess she told him off camera. She eventually says in her confessional that in addition to having her license suspended for I guess it all stemmed from the same incident, I think. So she was hanging out with her cousin at a club or a bar. She was trying to protect her cousin, got into a fight with a security guard. She got charged with a whole bunch of stuff: assault, aggravated assault on an officer, terroristic threats, etc. So she's explaining all of this to the attorney that she went to go see. And so these are some serious charges. And the attorney says, you could possibly be facing 5 years. Worst case scenario, you're facing 5 years. And so Gabby's worried about if she goes to prison or she goes to jail, Chris is going to cheat. She says he's not going to hold me down the way I held him down. She says as soon as I'm gone, my first day gone, he's going to have a big old cheating party, and he's going to cheat on me. And I'm like, girl, with all the stuff that you got going on, Chris possibly cheating should be the least of your worries. Girl, worry about your damn freedom. Don't worry about what Chris may or may not do. Most likely, yeah, he's going to cheat on you. What's so sad also is the fact that this man had $150,000 from his settlement, and all that money is gone. He doesn't have his portion. She already spent her portion. I'm pretty sure the mom spent her portion. All that money is gone. And now she's like, I'm going to have to pay for my lawyer myself. Yeah, like everybody else in the world. Like, who else is going to pay it for you? Because he ain't got no damn money. So I'm thinking to myself, if y'all would have been a little bit wiser with that money, Chris would have had money waiting for him when he came out. She would have had money for her attorney. But instead, and I bet you they went through that money they probably spent that money in probably like a couple of months. That money was gone a couple of months for all three of them. And so here she is struggling to pay for her attorney. She's got some serious issues and trying to figure out how she's going to pay for her legal representation. It's a damn shame. Moving on to Cameron and Eris. So after the proposal, she takes him to the studio because, he wants to get back into his rap career, his music career. So they go to the studio. He has all his homeboys over there waiting for him. And coincidentally, he has a friend named Eris as well. So he gets behind the mic. He gets into the studio booth, and he starts rapping, and it blew Eris's mind. She was like, oh, I knew he could rap, but I didn't know he was that good. So she was completely impressed by his skills. Eris doesn't want him to be influenced to have negative influences around him because he's going to end up in back in jail. And she says if he goes back to jail again for the third time, I'm out of here. I'm not going to stick around. So in the studio, everybody's drinking, everybody's smoking. So she's like really wondering if this is a good environment for him. Well, he's in the rap game. So what do you expect? I mean, they're not going to be sipping on tea and having crumpets. Yeah, they're going to smoke, they're going to drink, they're going to do all that stuff. They're going to have guns around, all that stuff. So Eris, you might as well make an exit right now. So back at the hotel the next morning, they're talking about the wedding and they're talking about her daughter. And she says that she's not going to get married unless her daughter approves of Cameron. And so then she says, but they talk on the phone all the time, trying to make it look like her daughter and Cameron already have this bond. Girl, stop. Your daughter is not interested in bonding with Cameron. Okay, your daughter wants you all to herself. She's not interested in having this ex-con taking her mom away from her, because here you are in this other state running around with him, taking him to his little studio sessions and whatnot. Your daughter does not want that. This is not a good look for your daughter at all. She is not looking at this like, oh, my mom left me to go to a whole nother state to go run around with this man that I don't know and she barely knows. Yeah, this is how I want to live my life. This is the perfect stepdad for me. Girl, please. Whether her daughter likes him or not, she's doing it. Okay, because she wouldn't be investing this much time if there was any possibility of her not being with him. So she don't give a damn what her daughter has to say, because if she cared about what her daughter felt or what her daughter had to say about all of this, then she wouldn't have accepted the proposal. She wouldn't have been spending this much time in this other state with Cameron. She would have allowed things to just kind of happen slowly and naturally between Cameron and her daughter. Have them FaceTime, go visit him a couple of times in this other state before you talk about marrying him. But here we are at the tuxedo shop. So they're going to the tuxedo shop to go meet up with before that, they went to his PO and they had to learn, what was the terms of his parole, probation, whatever. So he can't leave the state of, I think they're in Ohio. He cannot leave the state of Ohio for 60 days, which I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. That's only 2 months. No big deal. And he's going to be on probation for 3 years, and the fact that they're getting married might help him move out of state to Florida, because that's going to be seen as his family. That's his wife, his family. So it will increase his chances of being able to leave the state after 60 days. And so after that, they go meet with his sisters at the tuxedo shop. So the sisters are like, why are we meeting at a tuxedo shop? So then Cameron drops the bomb on them and says, because me and Eris, we're getting married. And the sisters were shocked. They're like, what? Like, when did y'all even propose? And Eris says yesterday. And one sister said, okay, so you're talking about, so when he left the detention center, he was all dusty, crusty, busted, and got down on his ashy knee to propose to you. Yes. Yes, sis. Yes, sis. That's exactly how he was dusty, busted, crusty, got down on his ashy knee and proposed to her. And yeah. And she said yes. And the ring didn't look any better when she showed it to the sisters, because I was hoping maybe, because in the natural light outside, when he gave her the ring initially, I didn't see no, it wasn't like sparkling and glittering and, razzle dazzle, just blinding you. It looked really flat. It looked really cubic zirconia. So when they were inside the store and she showed the sisters the ring, it still looked used. It still looked like it had been sitting in somebody's pawn shop for quite a while. It just didn't look like it had any type of value whatsoever. Though it wasn't sparkling, it wasn't glittering. It was just flat. Okay, flat. So the sisters are kind of like, well, why don't y'all just wait? And she says, well, she didn't really give an answer of why they should wait. So then they asked about her daughter, and she said, yeah, my daughter and him, they're going to have time to get to know each other. When? You're getting married the next day at midnight. How are they going to have time to get to know each other until after this man is permanently implanted in her life? Okay, that's how she's going to get to know him, when she can't get rid of him, when he's there to stay. Whether she likes him or not, he's there, because y'all are getting married, girl. Your daughter doesn't even have an opportunity. Anyways, so, Cameron says that, yeah, they're going to have time to get to know each other. Y'all are buying the tux. I'm assuming you're going to be buying your dress pretty soon. So you're getting married the next day. They already got the marriage license. They already have the damn marriage license. So if your daughter doesn't like him, you're really going to not get married? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. I feel like you just want to look like a good mom by saying that you care about what your daughter thinks, but at the end of the day, you really don't. Okay, moving on to Nathan and Skylar. Okay, so remember how at the last episode, Skylar was worried about Nathan because when she was at the hair salon getting her hair done, she was calling him, texting him, he wasn't responding. Poor girl thought that he had possibly OD'd because of her history. She's had 2 boyfriends OD on her. So they rushed to the house. Her and her friend go upstairs. And I thought maybe he was trying to surprise her by, cleaning out the room and decorating it and all this and that. He was sleeping. He was taking a nap. And I was trying to figure out, she had the car for the day. And I remember when they had breakfast, I thought she dropped him off at work. And then she went to the hair salon. I don't know. But at some point, he found time and a way to come home and take a damn nap. It looked really staged. That whole scene was like so staged. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just made up this scene just to kind of bring some drama to make us think, oh no, Nathan OD'd. We wouldn't even be seeing these people on this show if he really did OD. So they go out to eat, her and Nathan, and Nathan plans to propose. I think he was planning to propose because he had the ring and he really couldn't wait to give her this ring. I think that's what he was trying to do for dinner. He was trying to be really romantic about it because I saw that he was dressed up, for him, he was dressed, really nice. He had trimmed his beard a little bit. It didn't look, all Paul Bunyan like and scraggly. He kind of trimmed his beard a little bit. He was looking really decent. So it was going to be a very special occasion for them. But as soon as the food comes, she's on her phone. So she's texting somebody. Her phone is ringing. She's answering it. And he's kind of getting annoyed by this. So he grabs the phone from her, and whoever she was talking to, which is one of her homeboys from the past, he's telling them, she can't talk to you right now. Hangs up. The guy calls back. I'm with my girl. We're spending time. She cannot talk to you right now. Hangs up. The guy calls back. The guy's like, I'm just trying to talk to Skylar. He keeps on hanging up the phone. So needless to say, the whole mood was completely ruined. So Skylar doesn't understand why he's getting so upset, because Skylar's like, you don't have to be jealous. You know him. This is like our mutual friend. You know who this guy is, or knows of him, or whatever. It wasn't like it was, it was somebody that she was talking to, or a secret boyfriend, or, it was one of her homeboys, and he knows who it is. But he didn't care. The mood is now ruined because Nathan is one of those people. He's having a hard time dealing with life, I guess, when he's not using. So the littlest things completely unrails him. The littlest thing completely knocks him off. And he just turns into this monster. Like, he just can't deal when things don't go his way. So normally he would cope with, using, but he can't do that anymore. So he has to figure out how to deal with his own emotions, which he has no idea how to deal with his emotions. Whatever he's feeling, he's just letting it out. He ain't trying to control it. So he's upset now, and he wants to get up and leave. And he wants her to come with him. And she's like, hell no, I'm hungry. The food just came and I'm hungry and I want to eat. So she starts cutting her meat. She's like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm eating. I'm hungry. So he gives her the death stare. And he's like, well, if you're not leaving with me, I'm out. So he leaves. So when he leaves, he gets in his truck and he's driving off. He calls her. So while they're on the phone arguing, somebody comes over to her table. Some guy comes over to her table and buys her a shot. And this is somebody that she knew, who she says owes her money. And so I guess he was trying to pay back the debt by buying her a shot. I don't know what was going on. So some guy comes over, buys her a shot, and Nathan can hear this through the phone. So he does a Yui, comes right on back because now he's pissed that she's talking to some other guy. He shows up, and he's like, you're leaving with me. You know, you're talking to other guys, you're leaving with me. And she says, I'm not talking to other guys. It's just some random guy that bought me a shot. So he wants her to leave with him. And he's getting very aggressive about it. And she's like, you're crazy. Like, why are you acting like this? And he says, we need to leave right now. I'm going to beat him up. So she's worried that he's just going to explode and just, you know, completely go berserk in there. So she gets up and she leaves with them. They get in the truck. They're driving back. And she says, I'm not going to go out in public with you ever again. And he's like, well, if that's the case, then are we done? Are we done? Is it over now? Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna answer for her. It's over. You're crazy. You need to go to anger management. You need counseling, therapy, all of that wrapped into one. You need to learn how to deal with your emotions. You can't act like this. You're gonna end up right back in jail. You need to think about yourself, Nathan. You're gonna end up right back in jail, hurt, dead, or killing somebody else because you cannot control your damn temper. Moving on to Michael and Justine. So Michael's mom and sister come over to Justine's house to pick up Michael's kids and take them back to their mom's house. So now Justine has the opportunity to talk to her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law because of the argument that they had the day before at the family reunion when, you know, she was all like this in the mom's face and the mom thought it was disrespectful for her to be waving her hands around in her face like that when they were talking about how Justine is going to impact Michael's children because the mother doesn't want Justine to raise those kids the way Justine raised her own children because her daughter has tattoos and piercings and the grandma's like, you ain't doing that to my granddaughter. So they were arguing about that and, you know, Justine got real, you know, animated with it and the mom didn't like that. So when they come over to the house to get the kids, Justine's like, okay, let me go talk to them one-on-one. So she pulls them off to the side. Michael quickly walks up and joins them. And he's like, I need to be here too. I need to listen to this conversation as well. And I'm like, Mike, come on. Let these women deal with the problems themselves. I mean, Michael and Justine their lives are very intertwined. They're very connected. You know, as we saw later when they showed that segment that they always dress alike. They always dress alike. So they're very like, but relationships like that can, I don't know. To me, it's like a recipe for disaster when people are just that connected to one another and that like there's no individuality. They're just one unit. So she starts off by saying, well, the mom says, you know, I felt attacked. I felt attacked by Justine because her hands are all up in my face. And so Justine is like, lady, you're doing the most. It wasn't that serious. So I didn't hear anybody apologize to anybody because Justine says, I'll apologize if she apologizes to me too. Nobody apologized. They just had a conversation and decided that, you know, moving forward, they're going to have to kind of move differently. So they were basically like, well, we'll wait and see how it goes. You know, we don't want to fight no more, but we'll wait and see how it goes. So then after that, he has to meet up with this PO. He's nervous as hell because depending on the terms of his probation, it could limit his life in general and his career more specifically. So they go see the PO. He's going to be on parole, y'all, for 20 years. Damn. 20. He must have been moving some serious drugs. 20 years he's on parole. He didn't even kill anybody, but he's going to be on parole for 20 years. And the terms of his parole are he can't leave the state for 60 days. Okay, that's the norm. No big deal. But he freaked out about that. He was like, well, I can't go see my kids and I can't go see my family in Rhode Island. Honey, it's just 60 days. You were in prison for 6 years or whatever the hell it was. You can do 60 days. Okay. So, anytime he has any contact with the police, he has to call his PO and report it to them. And he has a curfew of 9 p.m. So he's worried that these restrictions will hinder his career because he wants to go back, you know, making music. And that lifestyle, you can't have no damn 9 o'clock curfew. Okay. It's not going to happen. You can't do all your partying and all your recording, you know, before 9. No. So, I don't know what he's going to do about that. He's going to have to find another career. I have no idea. And I'm thinking to myself, he has to live like this with a 9 p.m. curfew for 20 years? Oh my God. Maybe he gets revisited, however so often. So that is the end of my review. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Momo, stop it. Get your weight. If you want to live this life, if you're about that life with these young girls, get your weight loss surgery so you can tussle. Other than that, girl, go back home. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.